All right, so in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a business that can make you a ton of money, and some of you might be able to start it right away. So last year, for those of you that have been watching the channel for a long time, you might remember that I was dropping some hints that I'd be starting not a lawn care business, that I'd be starting another business alongside my lawn care business to help bring in some more revenue. And I never told you guys what that business was because I was trying to keep it a secret. I didn't want anybody in the area that I live in to find out what I was gonna do, and then just, ouch, I bit my tongue, and then go ahead and start that business before I could. So, but I've been talking business a lot on this channel, and I kind of want to get back to the roots of the lawn care thing. And so today I'm going to tell you guys about this business that I had planned to start, and I still do plan on starting, but it's probably going to be a couple of years. But anyway, enough about that. So the business idea that I had is a landscape supply company. Now hold on, there's a lot more to it than what you might think. So let's backtrack. Last year I installed over 200 yards of mulch. That is ordered from the customers, and then me having it either delivered from the company themselves to their yard and then me installing it, or me filling up my truck bed and then installing it that way. But very easily over 200 yards of mulch. And I buy it from my local landscape supply company. So there's one that's north and there's one south, and wherever my client is at that I'm doing the install for, that's who I order it from. But they both sell it for about the same amount. So for 1 yard of mulch, it's $40 a yard for like chocolate mulch, the dyed mulch, the colored mulch, and then anything under 20 yards delivered, there's like a $60 or $70 fee for delivering it. And then anything over 20 yards, it's stupid. It's like a $100 delivery fee or something like that. But so it costs a lot of money. So what my idea was to buy a chunk of land, like 5 acres, we'll say, and I called up the company that my local landscape supply companies buy all their stuff from, like their rock and their mulch and all that. And I tried to kind of figure out, like, where are they getting it from? And then I found out where they're getting it from, and I called them, and they do wholesale. So what that means is not every random person on the street can just call up this place and get mulch at wholesale. They have to have an LLC business that deals with that, that supply. But with me having an LLC, I was more than able to set up an account and get started with them right away. And if I wanted to, I could start ordering mulch from them. But here's the kicker. The minimum amount you can order at a time is 50 yards. So yeah, there's my dilemma. My yard is nowhere near big enough to hold 50 yards of mulch, especially in like 5 or 6 different colors. So what my game plan was that I was going to buy like a chunk of land and then start a landscape supply company and then hold 50 yards of like the popular stuff, like the topsoils, maybe like some pea gravel or something, all the different colors of mulch. And then if I could, at some point in time, maybe hold on to some salt for the winter time, because salt is a big seller here in my area, especially this year. It's been snowing like crazy. And what you do is, if you build a structure for the salt to sit in, like a building or a warehouse or something like that, you can buy the salt in the spring when it's literally free, and then you can store it, and then next season when it comes around, you can sell it and make a good profit. But so the company that all these other landscape supplies are buying their stuff from, they're buying it for $10 a yard. $10 a yard, you guys. So they buy that 50 yards, $10 a yard, and then they turn around and sell it for $40 a yard, and then they charge a delivery fee on top of that, which I don't have my phone on me, but if you do the math, what did I say? It was like 80 bucks or whatever. So if you divide that $80 into that 20 yards, it's like another 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever dollars on top of that yard. So they're end up doing like, they're selling it for like $45 a yard or whatever. But so I would have to buy it from them for $40 a yard, bring it to my customer. So I was like, why don't I just cut out the middleman, and at the same time I can also sell mulch. And here's the best part. Let's say I do have the 5 acres. I would dedicate 4.5 acres to the landscape supply company, and I would store all my stuff there, like all the mulch and the landscape supplies. I'd store it all there. That would be a company. We'll call it like DeWolf's Landscape Supply or whatever. And that would all be there, its own LLC. And then at the same time, I would park my mowing trailers, all my mowing stuff, like my trucks, my trailers, anything that I would use for the mowing company, I would store on that property, and I would charge my mowing company storage fees. And in my area, for an outside storage for like a one trailer, I think people are charging about $150 to $200 a month or something like that. But then, you know, you got the insurance and all that stuff. So there's another way right there for me to make money, or write-offs or whatever it may be. And at the same time, if somebody else wanted to store something on that property too, they could. So by buying that 5 acres, I could essentially make 2 more companies out of it. I could make like a outside storage company, and then I can make the landscape supply company. But the landscape supply company, you guys, it's just a no-brainer. So any of you that it sounds like it might work for you too, I would highly suggest you look into it. Yeah, you're gonna need a dump trailer or something to haul the mulch and the topsoil and stuff like that, but I'm sure you can figure that out. And here's my game plan. Build a website, get some Google reviews, and nobody is allowed on the property. I only deliver. That's going to be some of my, that way there I don't have to get like commercial insurance. I don't have to worry about people getting on my property and things breaking or them getting hurt or anything like that. So it'll be a delivery service only. And I know that's really going to cut into my expenses, like of people buying mulch, but I'm not doing it so I can sell mulch. I'm doing it so that I get a massive discount for when I install it for my customers. And then also, if people want to, you know, put an order in online and say, hey, I need 5 yards of chocolate mulch delivered, like that's totally fine. I'll hook you up. And there's a lot of lawn care people around me who might actually use my services because I don't plan on charging nowhere near as much as the competition. And here's why. My competition has buildings, they have electricity costs, they have insurance, they have gas they have to do, they've got employees that they have to do, they have a ton of overhead. My overhead is pretty much zero. The only thing I'm gonna have is like my dump truck or my dump trailer. Those are the 2 things I think I'm gonna end up buying. And I think I'm gonna start small and have like a small bobcat, or not a bobcat, but like a front loader, like a small one, the ones you can get for, I don't know, 10, 15 grand. And my plan was on the property to, when I'm loading the trailer, the dump trailer or the dump truck, is to have it lower on the ground than the actual front loader. That way there, I don't need to get a big, huge front loader to get over the walls of the dump truck or the dump trailer. So I'd almost have like a spot where the dump trailer can turn into, and then it's already like lowered on the ground. Then I can just come up and I'm already 6 feet above it, you know what I mean? And then I could just dump right into it. So that's my game plan. And then at the same time, I'd be able to sell the mulch to people who just want to buy mulch. I'd be able to sell it to them for like 20 bucks a yard. So I'm already selling it for $10 more a yard, and then I could also throw in like a $2 a yard delivery fee or something like that. But there's a lot of ways to make money by doing it. I don't plan on having pavers. I don't plan on carrying all kinds of like landscape supply stuff that all these other companies are carrying. I plan on doing firewood, rock salt, topsoil, and then like the top mulch places. Also on my property if I can, I haven't done too much research on it. I'm going to look into it a little bit more because I definitely don't want to be causing issues. But on my property, I want to dedicate like a half an acre to my dump site so that I can dump all my sticks and my debris, my grass clippings and my leaves and stuff like that on my dump site. And then I can actually charge my lawn care company. I could charge them like $20 to dump or $30 to dump. So then I'm just, and then after I do this for like a year or two, all of a sudden now me as a person with 3 of those LLCs, instead of making $70,000 or $80,000 a year on paper, now I'm making $300,000, $400,000 a year on paper. And when I go to the bank, they're going to be like, oh yeah, it's all legit. All his taxes are in order. And they are. I'm not cheating the system. It's the stupid loopholes that our government has set up that, although it sounds shady, it's not. Like, because as a lawn care, I need things in lawn care, and those things are tax write-offs. I need to dump somewhere, so I can go somewhere else and pay somebody $30 to dump. It's the exact same thing as if I was to go to my own property and dump on my property. I'm not just going to dump on my property and then just, okay, that's the end of it. No, like, there's an opportunity there for me to charge myself $30, so my lawn care is going to pay for that. And at the same time, my other company is going to make $30. And yes, you're going to have to pay taxes on that, but here's the thing. It's either you pay the taxes on it or you just don't do it at all and you don't pay the taxes on it, but you can't claim that income later down the road. So if you do want to end up getting more loans later on down the road, which I do, then you'll want to claim that income and try to, the banks are going to want to see how much money you make and stuff like that. So it's a great investment opportunity, you guys. So the game plan from here now, because my wife and I are in our house and we absolutely love our house, but we have no property. So our game plan is in the near future, probably next year or something like that, maybe when the rates go down from 7.5% to 8%, which is insanity on houses right now, the next house my wife and I buy, we're going to look to buy property. We want to have like 10, 15, 20 acres, whatever it may be. And then what we'll do is we'll have our house have a certain amount of property, and then we will sell the other chunk of property. We'll get lot lines done, and we'll sell that piece of property to my future LLC company, my landscape supply company. And then so they will both be mine, but my house will be under my wife and I's name, and then the property that we sell to the landscape supply company will be under my LLC's name. So I'm just protecting myself if something was to happen on the landscape side of things. I have the LLC to protect me, but I still think they can come after you. I don't know. I haven't done too much research on that, but LLCs will protect you a little bit, but if a lawyer really wants to get your money, they still can. So, but yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to make money there. I wish I would have brought my phone with me, but last year I bought 20 yards of mulch for somebody. And if you do the math, I can't remember how much it was, but I think I spent like almost $1,000 just in mulch, and then another like $116 to have it delivered. I could have spent, what was it, $400 instead, or $300, something like that. I could end up spending like $300 on that mulch and still charged my client the same amount of money. So I would have made an extra $700 just by having that mulch at my property. Those are crazy numbers, you guys. That's almost another entire like leaf cleanup job or whatever it may be. Yeah, there's always ways to scale up your business, and it kind of sucks that I have to cut out the middleman, but you guys they are literally getting on the phone, calling the same company and saying, hey, I need 50 yards of chocolate mulch. When can you deliver it? And then it gets to their place, and then they just put it on the floor and then scoop it up and put it in someone's trailer and then charge them $30 extra a yard. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut that part out and just have a yard that I can put it on. But that's it. The other thing was, so there's pretty much like hardly any expense to it. You just have like an open yard, and then if you want, you can put down gravel or whatever and build bunkers for stuff to like sit in and organize it and stuff like that. You can do that if you want, or you can just have piles of mulch on the ground somewhere. That's like the dirt cheap way. And that, you know, that'll only cost you a few $1,000s, and if you already have a dump trailer, you're already 10 steps ahead of everybody. But yeah, there's then you don't need to get like commercial licenses and stuff like that, and you don't have to deem your land commercial. I'm not 100% sure if you have to make it commercial land if you are selling it directly to clients. That I'm not 100% sure about. I don't think you would have to, because it has nothing to do with your land. You're just selling a product to somebody, and then you're using your truck to bring it to their property. I'm assuming you're going to need commercial insurance on the truck and stuff, but like over the winter, the mulch is not going to get bad. I don't have an electric bill. I don't have a heating bill. I don't have all these bills. I don't have insurance and all that crap. That's like most other businesses, you have all those extra bills, all that overhead. I don't have any of that. I'll just have, you know, mounds of dirt and stuff sitting in my yard. That's about it. So I thought that was really neat. Great idea for any of you guys who are looking to scale your business, or if maybe you just want to start a business, and that would be a good one. A landscape supply business. And like I'd mentioned earlier, it doesn't have to be one where you allow people to your property. You can have fences up or whatever to just keep people out, like not open to the public. You can do something like that on your website or whatever, just deliveries only, you know what I mean? Or if you don't want to sell directly to your clients, you can use it just for your own personal use, like for your own company. Like you start the landscape supply company, and you sell only to your lawn care people, only to your lawn care company. So I thought it was a great idea, and I know it'll definitely, like, maybe the first year might be slow, but you'll start to pick up, because when you start like undercutting your competition, excuse me, when you start undercutting them, like, people are going to find out, they're like, oh, we can go down to Wolf's Landscape Supply. His is only $20 a yard, not $40 a yard. And the people who are selling it for $40, I'm sorry, that sucks. But I don't think they'll be able to, because of their overhead, to be able to come down to my pricing. So tell me what you guys think. And that's going to do it for today's video, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.